How's it? How are you? So I wanted to talk about two quick things today. The first is tuning, and the second thing is some basic notation. Now, it's all very well and good for me to stand here and say, well, get your piano out and play an E, and then whatever, play an A, and then a D, and so on, and use your ears to tune that so that they sound the same. It's going to be really daunting when you're a beginner. Once we start to improve, we can do it by ear, and there's lots of methods you can do that. But I would say, for the moment, go and find yourself a free guitar tuner app. There's loads of them, and they often come with their own tutorials on how to use them. The microphone on your phone or whatever, your laptop, knows what frequency the note will be at, and when you pluck your string, it will tell you higher or lower. So, for example, if I'm plucking a fat string, it's going up, it's going down. Now use your common sense. If it goes too low, it's going to be quite flappy. That's wrong, okay? It's the other way, where you're going to get too high that you could snap a string. So maybe you've got a buddy that can help you with it, or I'll be happy to answer questions, maybe in the comments, and I can put together a decent tuning video in the future. But I would say for the moment, just get yourself a free app and experiment with it and get your instrument in tune. So the second thing I want to talk to you about is tab. Now, we're really lucky as guitarists because we've got something called Guitar Tab. It basically means we don't have to, if we don't want to, learn how to read sheet music. Or music, you know, the little notes with all the fancy symbols. I'm sure you've seen it before. As I'm sure you can understand, I can read sheet music. The process is you look at it and you go, oh, that's an A, and then you have to learn where the A is on your guitar, and then you have to learn the symbols to tell you how long to play it for, or whatever, or what speed, and so forth. But we're very lucky as guitarists because we've got something called Guitar Tab. It's a very direct way of getting you playing right from the start. And often, an actual guitar book will have the music as well as the tab side by side, because there's some extra information contained in that tab that is useful to the player. In the same way that in classical guitar you may just get the music, but you will also get instructions as to places where you might specifically need to play a string. And that's normally because of tone. But of course we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is for beginners. So here you can see, and this is the height of technology. Here's my face. I've drawn a guitar for you. It's not a bad drawing. You can see it looks pretty much like a guitar. And I've drawn 6 strings. You've got the thick one is darker. Hope you can see that. And the thin one is lighter. There's 6 strings. There's the frets that we spoke about. Okay. And then what I've done is I've enlarged it. So again, we can see here we've got the thick string. The thick string, it plays the lowest note, and then the thin string, here it is on this side, plays the highest note. Okay, so that is quite literally a drawing of the 6 strings of your guitar, and that's what tab is. Tab, guitar tablature, guitar tab. But we can see we've got the names of the strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay. The fat string, or the thick string, or the low string is a capital E, and the thin string is high E. Learn the names of your strings. Please don't be one of those people who doesn't know the names of the strings. It's really going to help you. It's not hard. You can make up a little rhyme. I don't know. Every aging daddy grows beards easily. Easter bunny gets drunk at Easter. 88 dynamite, goodbye Eddie. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but learn the names of your strings and notice that there are 2 E's. One plays a higher note than the other. Again, that's all the information we need for the moment, but that's what tab looks like. Now, if I just draw in a couple of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, we can see along the thick or the fat or the low E string, we can see it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you have been following this video series, you will know what that, or you may know what I'm about to say to you. It's what we learned in the previous lesson. Just getting used to fretting, basically, which preceding that I assume was how to hold the guitar. if you haven't watched that, just click back an episode. But effectively, it's just a really simple exercise that we did to get you started playing. But that literally means play the first fret, then the second fret, then the third fret, and then the fourth fret. You can see it's on the thick string. I know it's back to front and inside out and everything like that, but just if you stop and think about it for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on that thick string. That's what it's asking you to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know we learned it like this, but this is about how to read the tab, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, if I was to then go and put a, I don't know, an 8. You see it up there, the 8. High E string, yeah, thin E, lowercase e, high string, 8th fret. What that is instructing me to do is to go, using the thin string, go to the 8th fret, which is there. Play it once, because there's only one 8. Just playing it once. It doesn't give you any more information than that. It doesn't have to tell you how fast or how loud, or whatever, or even what note it is. It's just a number. But as you can see very quickly, it's a direct way of me being able to write something down for you. Because in the next lesson we're going to learn how to play a scale. Really, really important. Any instrumentalist worth their salt plays them. And that's how I'm going to write things down for you, so that you can pause the screen and actually play it. And then when you go and buy your guitar books, where you go and maybe watch another video on guitar, tab will make sense to you. And it's the first step into, eventually, if you're interested, and you are with the channel long enough, about how to read music. But that might be a bit more when you get to classical guitar. Like I said, beginner series. Hope that made sense. Hope you're all well, and catch you later. Bye bye.